So we're here with Michael and Raay of Cygnett, and this is a very popular Australian accessory manufacturer that's blown up in the last year. And when I was here at CES 2012, Cygnett was the big presence, but not quite as big as this year. So Michael, tell us what's changed, what's better this year. How have you guys grown in the last 12 months?
Well, Cygnett's had a hell of a year. It's been a reinvention of our brand from a marketing perspective. But just about everything that's on the stand this year has been developed over the last 12 months. So compared to when you were here last year, nearly everything you see on the walls is new. Obviously, the industry itself is very fast moving, so we've got the requirement to be developing new ranges all the time. So whether it be for the iPhone or the iPad or the iPod, but also for the Galaxy, S3 or soon to be S4, a whole range of smartphones, even the new charger products from Apple with Lightning connectors. It's like the industry, pulls us to actually be to change all the time. So
last year was mostly cases, but this year I see headphones, I see chargers, things like that. Do you see a big market for accessories like that?
Absolutely. In fact, there's a lot of press right now around the challenges that Apple are having with regards to Samsung taking a fair bit of market share, but also other categories outside of that, like headphones, have grown astronomically over the last 12 months. Chargers, there's a fresh market for it in terms of there's new handsets coming out that require different types of chargers. So everyone's going to go out and buy another charger now, which is it forces us to develop fast and puts a lot of pressure on us. But it's also a business opportunity for us as well, and for retail. So you're right. It's all those other categories outside of cases, especially over the next 12 months. Like when you come back next year, you'll see a lot more. We'll still have just as many cases, if not more, but you'll see a lot more non-case product from Cygnett as well.
So when you started, a few years ago, what was kind of the impetus for building that great first case? Where did Cygnett come from?
Well, I've been with Cygnett about 2 years now. Cygnett's been around about 10 years. Started above a pub in Melbourne by 3 siblings. So their surname's Swan, so their Cygnett's a baby swan. So that's where the name comes from. But back in those days, they were just importing sort of gift type products into Australia, and came across an iPod case even before the iPhone. Well, this thing looks great, so let's have a bit of a go at it, and it just went bananas for them. And so for a while there, they were sourcing product, but quickly moved into developing their own designs. I mean, it's an industry that if you're same, you disappear. You've got to be unique. Again, it's an industry that drags you. If you want to survive and grow, you have to actually be ahead of the game. So we've invested a lot in terms of our own people at Cygnett, from a product development, industrial design perspective, product management. There's a whole support structure that goes on, obviously outside of that, from sales to logistics and accounts and everything. But from a product perspective, it's all about actually making our own mark, getting a real family feel to the products that we've got. And I know we were talking a little bit earlier about some of our icon products, our artist series that we have for our iPhone cases, and they'll roll out to other cases and even headphones as well. It's about us sort of finding something that we want to do, to find our identity, to do something a little bit unique, and then really expand upon that. So now Cygnett, I think the other difference that you would have had compared to last year is that there's a lot more design that's gone into the product range that you see here. So that kind of thing is sort of flowing through to our Icon series too.
That's great. So in addition to Icon, one of the cases that I really fell in love with this year was the London Tube series, and that was it was a big surprise for me. Independently, I'm a huge fan of just all that artwork, all that history. How did that come about?
Well, it was they came to us actually. I mean, we're open to licensed ideas, and a year ago we didn't really have. Nathan Druvicius was the first licensed artist that we worked with, and then TfL, Transport for London, came to our UK guys, and especially because it was the lead up to the London Olympics, they were looking for a licensee to work with their product, and the imagery from the London tube stations and tube maps and the public transport system there is iconic. So it's part of the icon range, I guess. So we had a look at it and just saw a great opportunity. So we formed a partnership with TfL, Transport for London, and we rolled that out across iPhone and Galaxy S3 products as well. And to be able to have Mind the Gap and listings of tube stations and my favourite is the tube map, the central line, which is a little bit like sort of the New York subway map.
Very identifiable.
That's right. So, but it's just been a great looking range, and we particularly wanted it for the Olympics, but it did so well that we've continued the range past the Olympics, and especially in the UK, a lot of tourists and even locals are buying those cases for their phones. And we do sell it in other regions, but particularly popular in the UK.
The other thing that I've noticed is Cygnett seems dedicated to finding very unique artists for their icon line. Nathan Jaravicius was the first, but he also expanded to Tats Crew, which is a Bronx-based graffiti artist group.
Yep.
What kind of spurs you to find these groups or individuals?
As you said before, Cygnett tries to do things a little bit different. We can't be me too. We've met with people like sort of Warner Brothers or other major sort of movie studios or even TV guys, and who'd be able to. We could just sort of take their logo, put it on our case, and away we go. But it's not really where Cygnett comes from. We try to be, I guess, rather independent but mainstream at the same time. It's a delicate balance. So starting with Nathan Jaravicius, he's the creator of Scary Girl, which has been a comic strip. It's a PlayStation game. They're developing a movie as well, and that we dipped our toe in the water with a few designs on that, which you would have seen last year. We launched them at CES last year. And we had such a great response to that. The media and the buying public really enjoyed it. So we expanded upon that, and we highlighted that we wanted street artists as well, and we also wanted local Aboriginal artists from Australia. So Tats Crew, who you mentioned before, it's funny how it worked. I was thinking about, we really need to get a great street artist, and I was thinking about some of the big names around. We were talking to some of them, and also looking at local artists from Melbourne, Australia, which there's a thriving street art scene. And then one day I was sitting down watching cable TV late at night, and a documentary on Tats Crew came on, and I was going, they're the guys. It's a 2-hour feature-length documentary. It's an incredible doco if anybody gets the chance to watch it. And I just called them, and it took me a few calls, but I got through, and it took about 6 months for us to build a relationship to a point where we were developing product. But we've been blown away by the response we've had. We've launched our first cases for the iPhone 5 and the iPod Touch, which is Bronx design. I don't have it here on me, but maybe we can show the viewers later. And we're about to bring out a couple of new designs. This is we don't even have a name for this one. I just got this made just before CES. But this is one of the artists, Nisa, who's featured on the train. This comes straight off a wall in New York. But it was taken quite some time ago, so who knows, that artwork may not be there anymore. So they're quite special. We've even got the guys coming into CES to do some custom cases for us today and this afternoon and this evening. The response to the Tats Crew guys has been amazing. They've been around since the mid-1980s. They were the original guys getting themselves in trouble tagging trains on the New York subway since about 1983. So they've been great. And the other guys that we're working with is an artist called Ronnie Champachimpa, who is one of the leading Australian Aboriginal artists as far as the global brand, I guess you would say. But he's quite a master in terms of artworks. And so we've brought out a number of cases for iPhone and for iPod Touch, and we're also going to be rolling them into Galaxy S4 and possibly other handsets and iPads and tablets too.
So in addition to the Galaxy S3, you are looking to expand your Android lineup.
Oh, definitely. In fact, You know, we're showing early concepts to our customers here at CES around Galaxy S4. We don't know what the form is, of course, yet, but we'll certainly be getting into S4, but we'll be looking at expanding the Android lineup for sure. So, you know, it's kind of a tricky one to guess which horses are going to win that race. Samsung's certainly leading the pack, but then there's a lot of brands around, you know, HTC, Motorola, even Nokia are in there, you know, Sony. It's tricky to know which horses to back. But and LG, I think, is going to be quite a powerhouse over this next year or two. I don't think they're going to sit back and let Samsung sort of win that race too easily. So, and that makes them pretty cool hardware. So it's a matter of them getting the groundswell of popularity around some of the hardware that they're developing. So, and it's a possibility that even BlackBerry could even make a recharge again. You know,
you heard it here first, people.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this has been fantastic. Thank you so much, Michael, and we look forward to more great stuff from Cygnett next year.
You're welcome, Dan.